What is going on, guys? Welcome to off-season video number 1. We will be now taking your recruits officially. Now, just a reminder as to how this thing's going to work. Name, position, top 3 attributes. No super duper specifics here on all these other secondary attributes because it's going to get, I mean, we got 20 recruits to make.
Right.
And that's all you can make, or 20 recruits. So
if you're a stickler for equipment, if like you absolutely need something, just put it in the comments and we'll do our best to make that. Please, no quarterbacks. I think most of our teams are set. We've got a guy in place to be a quarterback. Maybe we'll pick that up next year. But we want to focus on linemen, linebackers, secondary. We don't have a ton of guys that play defense or offensive line. So that's kind of what we're focusing on.
Correct. And the reason for that is because basically, like you said, there's a lot of teams in our team builder that have young quarterbacks. And honestly, if you've got basically a freshman for year number 3 that's kind of in the wings, and now you're going to get another freshman, you're going to have this quarterback battle, and basically you're only going to see them once, potentially. Then they might transfer. There's a whole lot of things that could possibly happen. So that is it for the little intro. We'll see you in the video.
On the other side.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to episode number 1 of our Big 12 All-Teambuilder Dynasty off-season video number 1. So, as always with our off-season videos, we're always trying to cut down on some time because these things can get pretty extensive and long. So,
especially with 12 teams.
Yes, so we're going to try to get through this thing real quick. So, we're going to go over some things. Statistics, recruiting classes, etc., etc. So let's get on the board here. Gunnar Rivers, record stat, 30 touchdowns.
Good stuff.
In 2018, not 2014, 2018.
Right. So he's coming in as a true freshman, so that's the record. CJ Wicks beats the school record by 1. Also gets the most passing yards in school history. Khalid Livingston with 14 touchdowns. Logan Sweeney out of the backfield.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
What do you think about a
94 receptions
for a running back?
That's pretty legit, man. That's a lot. That's a ton.
Yeah. Montana Flynn, we saw him sit out the bowl game. Still looking like a pretty good prospect for the NFL.
65 touchdowns. Oh, his passing career, but
yeah. And we'll get to that. He threw 40 this year.
That's insane.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good. 4,500 yards passing.
Shattered it.
Shattered that school record. Andre Wingo, most rushing per season in one season with 1937.
1,900 yards.
That's pretty.
He's
that's
a beast,
special.
man.
That's
He needs to go pro. No, none of this. I'm going to come back for my senior season after getting 300 carries in 2 years.
So that's it for the records. We will skip ahead into coaching.
All right, guys. So pretty interesting developments here. Buddy Monroe is the top of Vanderbilt's list. Now he is from Tennessee. And maybe he's looking at Little Rock and saying, like, you know what, maybe it's time that I come home.
He does have SEC roots, and he can't help himself. He just thinks of the SEC as the end-all, be-all. And when a job like that comes around, maybe you just go ahead and take it.
The sucky part is that it would seem to be a detriment to Buddy Monroe's character as far as Little Rock fans and alumni are concerned, because they're looking at this, they would look at this move and say, Coach Monroe, you sold us out.
Right.
Because you just brought in, and especially Gunnar Rivers would feel sold out.
Yeah. I mean, Gunnar Rivers would lose the guy that recruited him. I mean, that would not be cool. But, maybe if he decided to go to Vanderbilt, maybe you look at that silver lining, maybe you find a better coach. I mean, Buddy Monroe is kind of an old school guy that's been around the block. Not really the most innovative guy in the world.
Correct.
So maybe that would be a blessing in disguise. You want to flip for it?
Yes.
Buddy Monroe, heads he stays, tails he goes to Vanderbilt, and we're gonna flip the coin and see what happens.
Okay, you ready? All right, guys. So interesting developments happened in the coaching carousel. Buddy Monroe is staying with Little Rock, and Jeff Henderson is taking an NFL offensive coordinator job, leaving the vacuum open for the head coaching position for Ardmore. And we have Tremaine Young, the offensive coordinator, who is an Ardmore alumni. He's going to head on in as the head coach for the Thunderwolves.
Yeah, he's going to take over. They're going to keep their staff intact, but Henderson with that NFL background, I think he felt like the seat was getting warm, and I think he wanted to get out of Dodge before he left his team without their stud players. I mean, they're going to lose a lot of guys in the draft, most likely.
Yep.
So I think that was the logic, and I think it might be a good move for him. But it opens up a spot for this guy here, Tremaine Young.
Yeah, and it's interesting because he felt like he was a little bit held back with Jeff's play calling. So they're going to actually go with the Oregon playbook, and they're also going to be running a 3-4 defense to try to utilize more of their athletes at linebacker. Defensive coordinator will still be remaining the same, and that's a little bit up for grabs as well. I know that Tremaine Young wants a little bit more consistency there, but he's going to try something else in philosophy this season to see if something's going to work. So, Tremaine Young, welcome to your new gig. Let's hope that this works out for Ardmore. All right, guys, so being promoted is the wide receivers coach, Winston Garrison, alma mater, Texas Tech. So he knows all there is to know about that offense. He knows that offense, and wide receivers is separation, which is what they're going to have to really focus on this season with John Hicks at quarterback. They're going to need a lot of help from the wideouts.
Ferentz was not hired. I was very surprised by that. I really thought that Ferentz would leave. I thought this was like a temporary kind of gig for him. But let's see the security. Security is starting to get a little bit lower for our head coaches. McAllen's head coach Brock Musselman is safe for now. Not words that you want to hear.
No, because that leaves some doubt.
Yes. Head coach Joe Barry, low job security. And Alfred Johansson is also safe for now. So it's going to be interesting. We might have a little more pressure, a little more hot seat action going on this offseason, or this regular season.
All right, guys, so now it's time to check out the players leaving screen, and we're checking out Ardmore first because, well, it is my team, right? We got to go with that first. We'll probably check you out second, something like that.
Fair enough.
Here we go. So the projected rounds for all of Ardmore's seniors and upperclassmen juniors that are leaving. Thurston Alexandro leads the way, 98 overall right tackle, going in the first round. Also, Mercutio Hardaway and Isaiah Duarte all projected into the first round.
All right, how about Chadwick Wimberly? Are you going to try to keep him, or is he just, he's got the new coach now.
Yep.
So maybe the doghouse element is out the window. He's had some issues with Jeff Henderson over the years, but he wants to get his paycheck. So do you want to try and keep him there?
I think that we're just going to let him walk. We're going to let him go to the pros. I think that he is all said and done with his Ardmore career.
He's had enough.
We got Xavier Wiggins in the backfield as well, one of our top freshmen from a year ago. Going to possibly be backing up DeQuandre Shook. He was a redshirt halfback, so we're going to try to get him some run.
Yeah, so you are losing most of your secondary, and then you are also going to lose Hardaway and Foreman. You're going to lose Eric Sanchez, one of the top linebackers. He'll get drafted somewhere, I'm sure there. And then Pierre Hill, again, you're going to lose Akeem Jenkins, Vinny Hill-Parrish. So you're kind of going to get a facelift.
Yeah, it's definitely, there's a whole lot of things changing for Ardmore Thunderwolves football team here. So our cutoff actually for the NFL draft is going to be a 90 overall. So that's how we're gonna run it. So if you're 90, if you're lower than a 90, you're probably not going to make your chops in the NFL draft class.
We'll have some select players,
right? Yeah, like Sanchez is probably going to be probably one of the guys that we're going to go like fifth. Probably 6th or 7th round. D.D. Foreman's like a 7th round flyer type of thing. So, but our hard cut, everything else will kind of fall in. Like the high 80s will kind of fill in as we see fit. But the 90 is going to be the cutoff.
All right, let's check out the Nebraska State Prairie Dogs. Frankie Pritchett will be our top player leaving, and not projected to be an NFL draft pick. So we have nobody going to the NFL other than Taysom Benz, who definitely will get a look.
Oh yeah,
I mean, he's made so many field goals over the course of his career. 52 for 56, back-to-back Lou Groza winner. You can bet he's going to get maybe a 7th round, 6th round, something like that. Skylar Colmuse, I don't see him getting to the next level, and then Tanner Brenneman, no chance. He's kind of an effort player. So he will not be there. Cade Myers, we're going to lose. That's sad. Shannon Higbee, he's made a couple big plays, had the fumble to end his career. And Caleb Sherbarth, we are going to lose. I mean, he was a big key on our defense, along with Kent Lowry, Brock Pestock. And then Noah Reagan. I mean, he's gone too. We're going to lose Collins as well. So, we are not in the greatest spot of all time. Let's just say that. But we got some pieces. We are still trending in the right way. We're going to have to replace a lot of these starters, though.
I think your biggest loss here is definitely Frankie Pritchett, not just based on the overall rating, but as far as running backs go. You need those power type of guys right now. There's not a whole lot of skill. There's not a lot of flashiness going on in the backfield, unless you start considering Ben Shinosky. He's not a running back, but I'm saying as far as talent goes in the backfield, like immediately touching the football, he'd be your most electric guy on that offense right now. And outside of him, it was Frankie Pritchett. So now that you don't have that, that's going to be a big-time loss. All right, let's check out ACU. Graduating is Amani Stoudemire, and he's going to the NFL.
Yeah, he'll be in the draft.
I don't know why a 99 overall player in NCAA football is not going to be, electing to go that route. So 33 touchdowns, 13 picks for Stoudemire on his career. He had 32 touchdowns and 13 picks in 2014. So he was a one-year starter, and I thought he played pretty decently, enough to warrant him into the next level.
He's definitely a top talent. Maybe not a franchise quarterback, but he will get selected somewhere. We're gonna have Biggie McKenzie. It's a big loss on the offensive line. As a senior, he's gone, and then Jack Kleck, gonna be a first-round tight end. So definitely latter part of the first round, but pretty good for him. And then Jacrispy Simmons will also be at the next level in some capacity there. Joe Johnson Jr., third round, looking
That's about right where I thought I saw him.
Yep. Sterling Pancake would be a fifth rounder. And Bill Stevens here, a 91 overall junior, wants to get his NFL paycheck. But
early.
We're not going to let him leave, are we?
I mean, he could possibly bump himself up to the third round. So it's a little bit more money, a little bit more recognition, but okay, there you go. So Bill Stevens is coming back. He wants to win a natty.
Right, exactly.
That's the big thing for him.
And how about Eric Trichinger is a 90 overall sophomore. He's a redshirt sophomore, so he's eligible, but he's only projected to go 7th round. I think we got to keep him for his future as well.
Yes.
If you don't make it in year one, a 7th round pick, I mean, you're gone. Yeah. You're not long. So he's got 2 years where he can work on his craft, get better, get into at least the 2nd round. I think we got to try to keep him here, and he will stay. So we're going to lose Kevin McCoy as well. Also he's about a 7th rounder. I think that's fair there. Tony Adams the second he plays a role on this team. You don't think fullback all the time, but he pitches in quite a bit. Tyreek Wyrick Dysert, got to keep this guy.
Yeah, he needs to get his stock up a little bit more. So
yeah,
these are easy pitches too. I mean, it's like you got to stay and get your college degree, and you're like, okay, yeah, fine, let's do it.
Tyreek he's too young. I mean, he was the 3rd cornerback last year, so obviously needs to work on his game a little bit. He's still trending in the right direction to become like a number 1 or first round draft pick, I should say. And how about this? We're going to lose Buster Payne, one of the defensive captains. Kyle Mitchell, all those big plays. He is going to, he'll get an invite. He'll definitely be on an NFL roster somewhere. Connor Smith, it will be gone as well. So Ben Jamison never had a huge role on this team.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah, especially, I mean, he could have played at a lot of different places.
Right.
But they had Granger in Washington, so didn't quite see the field as much. Ryan Kesey's gone. Josh Hudson will be gone. Skeeman Jones, he played quite a bit last year, 23 tackles, kind of in the 4th linebacker role there. And then we're going to lose some depth guys here, Hernandez and Barrett. So I don't know what they're going to look like. We'll see the depth chart. I think they'll restock fine. I think they'll be okay, but it's going to be tough losing some of these guys for sure.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird spot because you're basically looking at this team that you've basically come to know. That's the thing about college. It's so much different than the pros. It's you start getting used to guys in that uniform and in that locker room and in that setting, and then now it's like, oh, This is a totally different team. I don't know what to expect.
Right.
And that's the big thing for me in projecting ACU. We were talking about this team with Robert Bishop leaving, and Stoudemire was a question mark, right? Well, now it's kind of really a question mark with the quarterback situation and everybody else that they're losing. It's definitely going to be different. All right, so let's check out the Amarillo Armadillos.
You guys remember this team?
Yeah, just a team that doesn't get a lot of love.
We haven't talked about them in a long time. They're one of the only teams, I should revise that, the only Big 12 team to not go to a bowl game last year.
Hey, we've been wrong about, well, not a lot of our predictions, but we've been wrong about some of our predictions heading in, like preseason predictions about teams. We predicted Amarillo to actually have a pretty solid season, and they just fell flat on their face. And look at all the talent that they're losing.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of a concern, because now it's like, okay, based on what we know that they did in 2018, they're going to be terrible.
Well, for the record, I believe I said Amarillo would struggle.
Okay.
Maybe
I said that. Yeah, I don't remember what we did.
I don't know, but Marquis Stovall, going to be a first-round pick. Russell Springer, this is round 2, but the problem is he didn't play his senior year. I think in real life, IRL, I think that's really going to hurt his stock. So, I mean, he's going to be probably a 5th or 6th rounder without having a senior season under the belt.
Those quarterback ratings are pretty solid.
Right. But, the problem is, it's just the NFL is like, can we spend a second-round pick on this guy?
Right. Can we trust him? He's probably going to fall in to the 4th round, and we'll see what team wants to take a chance on him. But they like his leadership abilities.
Right.
They like his intangibles, the way he takes the game in and learns it quickly, a new playbook. So, yeah, he's got a lot of good things off the field that are going for him in this draft. Yeah. But as far as the talent goes and the readiness to be able to play, I don't know.
Yeah,
second round is a question mark.
It'd be tough to deny him a draft selection somewhere. So Ladarius Best, one of the defensive captains as well, going to be a round 2 pick. Jamie Day, round 5. And I remember he lost some time last year. Shamar Moses. Yeah. So, and then Tiger Dukes in the secondary. You're going to lose Isaiah Gamble unless we can keep him. We're going to give it a shot. Fair enough.
Sweet.
He's coming back. They're going to need him.
Yeah, they need some weapons, because they're losing Goolsby too, and Goolsby had some pretty big-time plays out there. What's going to be cool is to see Quan and see how he does with Isaiah Gamble on the opposite side.
And then Rayshawn Beckham, one of the leading back this past year. Nigel Vaughn, I saw him make some plays. Hildebrand was pretty good as well. So, yeah, this will be a different look team. We'll see how many returning starters they have once we get a little bit later into this preseason or off-season series. So Amarillo should be a little bit better next year, I would think. All right, let's check out Broken Arrow. And as you see here, there is not very many players leaving. So Keaton Montgomery, the only guy who will be heading to the pros. Antoine Harden might get a practice squad invite, probably not going to make it.
When you see lists like this,
yeah,
it probably means good things for your next year.
You're right. Usually bodes pretty well. They will lose Von Bradley and Jamal Hogan, but they were sub-80 players, so they got guys like Faintus 9 and Gatlin, and
he's ready.
Ozugwu and Brothers. I think their secondary will be even better. Tyrone Godot kind of got railroaded a little bit.
Yeah, but it's good for the program.
Right.
That's really what they're trying to accomplish. They're trying to accomplish good things for the program. There's no reason that Godot needed to start that season.
Well, he won the job. He won the job out of camp. But, the fact of the matter was he wasn't good enough to start until his redshirt senior season. And you got to kind of realize if you're not head and shoulders better, you're probably going to get the boot when push comes to shove. Especially if we're on track to have a losing record like Broken Arrow was. Monte Hertz leaving as well, and then LaRon Meeker. I saw him make some plays. He was only 73, but him and Deion Carrington, somehow they made some plays there. So
that's the thing about defensive line in this game. Like, it doesn't really matter your rating, because you can still make plays. We saw that with Vinny Hill-Parrish. His low absolutely. 80s, he's making good plays. That guy down there, Meeks, can make some good plays too.
All right, the Denver Tech Rush. We saw this team kind of lay an egg right there.
Yeah, they did.
Was not pretty. Drakena Timmons, 99 overall quarterback, will have to play wide receiver or play some kind of flex position, play running back, do something, but can't play quarterback at the next level.
Not when you're looking at Texas and how they dismantled that entire offense around Drakina.
Yeah. I mean, back-to-back Heisman winner, but, I mean, he was fairly efficient when called upon throwing over the course of his career. Obviously, he was more dangerous with his legs and his speed, which is why teams are going to want to draft him as a wide receiver. Maybe you could keep him around as a number 3 quarterback like Joe Webb.
Yeah,
maybe you guys remember Joe Webb.
That's honestly a good comparison. I mean, he's not as tall as Joe Webb, but yeah, that's a pretty good.
Yeah, Webb played wide receiver and third-string quarterback.
Yeah, and plus he's 205 pounds at 5'10", so he's got a little weight on him. Yeah, so he can take a hit.
Yeah, so definitely he'll be looking at a wide receiver, I would think. Probably not running back. I'd stick him wide receiver. Glendale Bullocks, projected round 2. Medium chance.
Ooh, he's thinking it.
Can we guarantee a conference championship?
A conference championship. There's a lot of things at stake here. You got Matkovich.
Yeah.
Going to be starting next year. That's a lot to promise on a guy then on the other side of the football. Depends on if he believes in his quarterback.
Yeah, Allison Meadows is going to go this far. Making that promise. So he's going to keep Glendale Bullocks. Jameel Schmidt on track to leave. We're going to try to keep him. He's got a high persuasion chance. We'll go conservative and keep Jameel Schmidt. So he'll be back. That's good to see. So Jordy Williams, man, all those big plays. He made so many clutch INTs. Javon Singleton, kind of their number 3 wideout. And again, this is an offense we didn't really get to see their wideouts make a ton of plays, but he has skill. We know he's good. Stephen Dixon's gone. Tremaine Keaton at cornerback gone. Randy Lowe gone. Clark Outlaw as a junior. We'll try to keep him. I think we can get him. Undecided.
Wow.
Well, we're going to stick with this conference title talk.
Well, you better do it because that goes right on to Allison Meadows'. Interesting case here. 7th round for Jarquez Holly.
Oh, yeah. So, 7th round, I think that's fair. I mean, running backs in the NFL are a dime a dozen. There's only some very special backs out there. There's a handful.
He made some pretty good plays as far as like busting a few. I mean, he was a touchdown vulture most of the time, but he made some pretty good plays stretching the field. I mean, look at those average yards per rush right there.
Yeah, no joke there.
He doubled up his average yards per game too.
Yeah, so Jarquez Holly is no joke. It's just the problem is teams don't like investing in running backs if they don't have to. But Rosario Hernandez, I'm just gonna let him walk. I'm not gonna try to keep everybody. And we also have Isaac Larson as a projected 6th round pick. We're gonna keep him as well. I know there was some talk. Some fans want us to nerf Denver Tech, but we're not going to nerf anybody.
You can't nerf anybody, guys. You got to earn it. You got to earn it in this Big 12 dynasty.
You're right. I mean, they're losing enough as it is. I mean, there's a lot of top-level talent. Going to have a lot of draft picks on this team. Also going to lose Jeremiah Bowman, Chadwick Lorenzo, and R.J. Ellison, who did not see the field very much. So, they're going to lose some depth there. Jeff Wright and Ellison at safety. So, secondary might be a bit of a weakness next year.
Woohoo, Denver Tech taking a hit. All right, checking out Camu Amber Wave, Jeremiah Battle, Matt Morrow, 2 wide receivers that, again, we didn't get to see a whole lot of inside of an option type of team. A lot of scouting is going to have to be done on these 2 players if you're an NFL team. And you know what? They do this all the time anyway. They can evaluate a guy just by looking at his size, his speed, his quickness, his 3-cone, his 20-yard shuttle, all this stuff.
The one good thing you know about these guys is that they're willing to block.
Yeah, that's the other good thing.
That wide receiver. We know they're physical. Although Matt Monroe, we're going to talk him in, hopefully, because Camu's probably going to throw the ball more next year.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk him into staying, and we got him.
Okay,
so
sweet.
He'll up his draft stock if he plays in an offense where he's actually utilized. I'm looking at some offensive line guys leaving. Let's talk about Gutierrez too. He had a hard senior season, kind of lost a little bit of stock. I mean, he missed quite a bit of time there.
Yeah, but he should be fine because he's one of those guys that, again, is not going to blow you away by any means. Like he's more of a depth type of safety
at the next level.
At the next level, yep.
Losing
more of
some
a run support type of player.
Yeah, and losing some offensive line talent, Delfindal, Spurlock, Aguilera. Those are some big guys on that team. Ashton McDonald's gone as well. Holy Cross will no longer be with us.
So the two safeties, you got Gutierrez and Holy Cross. Both those guys, again, good players. Holy Cross more of the coverage guy. Gutierrez more of the run support guy. So if any team wants to take a chance on both of them, well, at least you get the teammate factor.
Yeah,
but, it's not advised.
Cody Mitchum. Let's get a post-mortem on Cody Mitchum's career. He kind of messed with Shepard last year.
Yeah,
that quarterback. Kind of the coach Bud Warner didn't really know who to start down the stretch. Mitchum cut into his playing time a little bit. Now that Mitchum was a redshirt senior, he got his playing time cut into by Jace Freeman. So
yeah.
kind of weird how that all plays out. But Cody Mitchum will become an accountant.
He's not going to be in the NFL.
No.
The Little Rock Battlehawks are going to be losing some key players on this defense. We got Tarasovich, Griffith, Spivey, Talbot. Four big guys on defense, and as well as Austin Grothaus protecting Gunnar Rivers' blind side. It's a big-time loss for Little Rock. They had a really good season this year, took a lot of steps forward with the program. I think I would probably project them to take a little bit step back.
I'm on the same page. I mean, losing a guy like Grothaus, I mean, that's your anchor.
Yeah.
So that's going to be tough. He was one of the captains for sure. Etwan Billings, like you said, and Huff. So Gunnar Rivers losing weapons.
Oh my gosh.
Sure.
Jeez. Buckley, Holgerson, Farrow, Hartley. These guys were really good on defense for this Battlehawks team. And again, I think that this is going to hurt them just a little bit going into 2019.
How about this? A walk-on true freshman running or fullback wants to leave Little Rock so he can play at Georgia Tech.
I don't know where he's going to find the playing time.
Goodbye. All right, Marcus Rodriguez, projected 5th-round draft pick.
That's about right. That's about
so?
right. He's a system type of quarterback.
Yeah, we'll see if he sticks around. I'm not positive how long that's going to last. Paris McMillan, one of just a big target out there. How about this, though? No Carson Jackson. No Benny Delgado. No Braxton Terry Sims.
Yeah, they're not even up there.
No Marlon Malloy Jr.
They want to come back.
So a lot of guys on the same page want to come back, want to play better for McAllen University, because so far they've been one of our bigger disappointments. They've been a 90+ for 2 years in a row, and they have an 8-4 and a 6-6 season to show for it. So that core wants to come back and win something big. Rico Gathright will be off to the NFL. Going to lose some defensive talent, though, specifically at linebacker with Orlando McDaniel, Artez Lawson, and Raimundo Estrella. And they're going to lose some special teams there. I want to see if anybody's... I don't think I've ever pronounced this name on here. I believe it's Ike Dremnjakovic.
Dremnjakovic?
I believe so. And then Dustin Weber. I mean, so some big wide receivers losing, but I think Carson Jackson's going to use that to... It might draw some double teams, but I think that will benefit his numbers, I think, with Weber and McMillan gone.
I believe so. Yeah, it's going to help him for sure. So I wanted to talk about this guy real quick. Curtis Stewart leaving McAllen to go to Georgia State.
Yeah, that's hard. I mean, he was a 74 when we redshirted him, but he wants to leave, and it's very, very hard to talk transfers out. I'm going to lie to him and say he'll play more than 9 games.
Wow, I mean, that's what Brock Musselman would probably do in real life anyway.
You're right. He's kind of a scuzzy guy.
He's a scuzzy guy. Sleazeball.
But Curtis Stewart will leave. That stings. I wish he would stay, but we'll see how McAllen does. Not too many players on this board. A couple guys highly rated, but we'll see how they bounce back, especially a quarterback.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap, dude.
This is the big one. The Midland State Mustangs. We got C.J. Wicks, projected round 1 pick. We're going to have Jacob Ziola, a junior. And, I mean, we'll try to keep him. We got a high chance, and he'll stay. That's good to see. Lance Beauchamp.
Bring them all back.
Declaring, gotta try it. And he's staying. Thomas Gaddis will be gone. He's looking like a late first rounder, early second. Perhaps a Jordy Sprague might catch on late in the draft. He's a 93, and he never started in his college career because C.J. Wicks was the man. So unfortunately for Jordy Sprague, he's going to try to catch on late.
There's not a lot of film on him.
You're right. But they're thinking like Matt Castle. Matt Castle type. Toby Dennehy, another senior that kind of floated along the offensive line. He'll be gone. He'll be in the draft somewhere. Jared Harper declaring, looking at round 4. And we're going to get him. So this was kind of the big deal, was these wide receivers. We got to get these receivers to stay. Jared Harper is in there. And Bruce Hobbs, I missed him. We'll keep Bruce Hobbs. Okay. Jamon Drew's gone. Christopher Tato is gone. Ulysses Neal is a sophomore, guys. Wants to get paid, and he had 2 catches last year. You got to stay. Buddy.
You got to stay. You're not ready for that.
No, you're not.
Look at all
Dallas
these
Wynn. Got to keep him. Okay.
Guys, this is nuts. So the quarterback for next season, Whiteside, is going to have a ton of talent at that wide receiving position.
Oh, yeah.
90 pluses everywhere. This team is loaded for next year. If they can get all their declarings back.
Yeah, they're going to be filthy. We're going to try J.R. Romine, kind of the number 3 defensive end, also a bit of a floater. We got Emory Dandridge wants to leave. Go round 7. We're going to get him. And then after that, finally,
after all that,
we're going to lose Brett Kinnery, Lonnie Crooks, Kentrell Shelton. And then I'm looking at a couple other depth guys down here. So we got the majority to stay. So Midland's going to be back. They're going to be strong. Just got to find a quarterback answer. Looks like Dexter Whiteside should slide right into that role. But not any experience to draw from.
This may be the team to beat next season.
Could be. Depends on what they get out of the quarterback play for sure. All right, Odessa State. We got Montana Flynn projected round 1.
He's a top 5 pick.
People are saying that him skipping the bowl game doesn't really hurt his chances. It's kind of the in vogue thing to do, is to screw your teammates and skip out on the bowl game.
It's a cool thing to do now.
It's just an exhibition game. Who really cares? That's kind of the thing, so they don't hold it against you anymore. Montana Flynn, going to go top 5. Dedrick Carlton Jr., they need him. They need him so bad because
there's nobody backing that back end up right now.
No. So we'll try to keep him. We're going to keep him. Chad Langford's gone. Might be a late pick as well. You got James Kraft. Came in, played, just absolutely balled out against Minnesota. That was good to see. Caleb Brandt, I saw him get burned a couple times, but overall, I think he played pretty well. I think he played
solid.
Good.
He was okay.
Justin Barr as well. And then Dante Campbell wants to leave. He's going to go to Houston. That might be better for him anyway. He is a scrambler. I don't know why he chose Odessa State. I'll give it a shot. I'll say,
well, if you're gonna be quarterback, you're gonna play more than 9 games. You'd think.
If he wins the job, and he's gone.
Okay, all right.
We got some talent though on the other end. So Marcus McCutcheon also pitched in quite a bit. I mean, I saw his name a lot.
I saw his name a ton too, and he's a 69 overall.
Yeah,
like that's what I'm saying. That's what I was talking about before. Is that those low overall defensive linemen? They're still pretty solid.
They still get stuff done.
Yeah. All right, guys, so you're going to notice one thing here on the Shreveport Skeeters board here for players leaving. There is no Andre Wingo. So Wingo in the game says, I'm going to stay, man. But we're thinking it makes no logical sense whatsoever that a running back is going to take the ball over 300 times in 2 years.
He's going to do it again. He's going to get another 170 carries.
That's insane. We can't have that happen.
No.
It's not realistic enough for us. So we're just gonna assume that he is in this draft class. So he's going. He's declaring, and you're not getting him back. And we're just gonna edit him down to a 40.
Well, we can just cut him. So we'll just take care of that. But our goal is not to hinder Shreveport. But we just try to keep things within the realm. He's the top running back in the country. He's a junior, redshirt junior, and he could have declared last year, and he decided not to do it.
Right.
He's already graduated. He's got his degree. He's fine.
Yeah, he's good to go.
He could have stayed for a 5th year, but he's got his degree. That's all he cares about.
And part of the reason, too, is that Nate LaDuca is now leaving as a 90 overall player, so he is now gone, too. And possibly with the new changing of the guard a little bit, Wingo's probably thinking, yeah, now is the time to do it, because they're still going to have to rely on me with Jacob Canatella at quarterback. So
right, let's try to keep Herschel Gates, and he'll lose Eli Mizell, Dontario Groves, Criswell, and Gates. So the secondary, losing some guys on the secondary. Tywan Cummings.
Yeah, he's gone.
How many
6'4",
catches did
258.
31 grabs at tight ends, pretty good. You're going to lose Marks as well.
Marks is a pretty solid player.
Malachi Johnson.
Yeah.
We didn't see much of Skip LaCroix.
Actually, we never saw Skip LaCroix.
No, we didn't.
Malachi Johnson Jr., he made a lot of good plays, a lot of plays that you saw some NFL potential there, so maybe he's a really late round pick, and we'll just see how that pans out. But
how about McNamara and Mason? Mason, I guess he didn't start, but McNamara, I did see him quite a bit. 3.5 sacks at defensive tackle. McTaggart's gone, and then we're going to lose Tyrell Montgomery.
Tyrell Eclipse Montgomery is leaving. We can't let him go. He's gone now, guys. He's gone.
We redshirted him.
Yeah. He's gone.
Wow.
He's gone.
That hurts.
From Bogalusa, Louisiana. He's going to go ahead and leave his Louisiana brethren from Shreveport.
To go play at Mississippi State. Wow.
Yep. Traitor.
That hurts.
All right, so before we get into recruiting, we got some transfer requests to take a look at. ACU getting nobody. Nobody has to come there because there's no playing time to be had there, apparently.
No, nothing for Amarillo, nothing for Ardmore.
Dang it.
Broken Arrow, we got our first transfer on the board. Jason Anderson, a freshman.
Oh, pretty good.
From Kansas, 69 overall. So that's a guy we can use. Denver Tech, nobody. Cambu, nobody. Little Rock, this is a big one.
Yes, it is. A sophomore coming over. Redshirt sophomore, free safety, Christmas. So, lost some good players on defense, and now they're getting an instant starter at free safety.
Yeah. How about this guy?
Another fullback?
Walk-on 47 freshman fullback.
Why do they need two fullbacks?
We don't need him. We'll take him off.
We'll take him off. McAllen's going to get Caleb Davis, a free safety freshman, 77. That's a huge player right there. And Dwayne Nixon at defensive tackle.
That'll be good for them. Midland State, nobody. Nebraska State, nobody. Odessa State, nobody. And, how about this? Kerry Ashley, a freshman, gonna go to Shreveport.
Wow. Can we see his stats? Is that possible?
No, he didn't play. So, he's gonna be a 75 freshman as a pocket passer.
I was hoping to see some ratings, but I guess we can't see them. But that's good. That's gonna be huge. He's gonna at least challenge Canatella at some point, maybe.
Might take it away. I don't know.
And maybe one day. I don't know.
But let's talk about this. I have not gotten a transfer.
There's no reason.
I think maybe I got one. I'm trying to even think. I think I got one transfer. We should be getting more transfers.
We should. There's no reason. Nebraska State needs to have some freshmen, some young guys coming over here.
Fair.
All right, guys. So that's going to actually be it for today's episode. Hope you guys like it. If you do, if you like it, love it, want more of it, make sure you hit that red button for subscribe and the like button too. Let us know that you guys are enjoying this. We're going to leave this off-season episode, video number 1, right here. We're going to go into recruiting on Saturday, so make sure you guys check that video out on Saturday, about 11 a.m., noon. That's when we'll normally be posting it, and then we'll have off-season video number 3 next week on Wednesday. So if you guys did not catch the note in the beginning of the video, make sure you guys are posting your created recruit request in the comment section below. Please follow the directions on that: name, position, top 3 attributes. We don't need to be digging into every single statistic or rating. So that's tough.
Like we talked about, we can't take everybody. We only take 20. We have a moratorium on quarterbacks as well.
Yes.
So any position other than quarterback, you can submit. I'll say this too: if you submit defensive linemen, offensive linemen, or let's say linebackers, I think you would probably have a higher chance of getting a player in.
Yep.
We're going to take them just based on how we like the names and position.
Now, I will say this: if you do elect to create a quarterback, I'm just going to say it right here and right now. If you want to do that, if you want to go ahead and do that, that's fine. But there's probably not going to be a lot of interest as far as the team builder teams go. You just have to know that right off the bat. So, because we've basically got a ton of young guys already waiting in the wings for our team builder teams, and it just really wouldn't make a lot of sense to go approach those young quarterbacks in order to get them on the team. You're probably more likely going to have your guy go to a real-life school. And if that's something you're interested in, then fine. But, like we said, there's only 20 spots available that you can create a recruit. So we have to be very judicious on the people that we do choose and we do pick. So that's it. That's all I got. So is that...
Okay. Yeah, we'll pick up recruiting. That'll be fun.
So we'll see you guys on Saturday, 11 a.m. or noon. We'll see you guys then. As always, peace.